Inflation definition. Inflation refers to a general increase in the prices of goods and services in the economy over time that corresponds with a decrease in the value of money. The rise in prices, which is often expressed as a percentage, means that a unit of currency effectively buys less than it did in prior periods. Inflation can be contrasted with deflation, which occurs when the purchasing power of money increases and prices decline. Please subscribe to our channel Rugged Capitalist, like, share, and comment. And hit the bell icon button for more, new, and receive a quick notification. Inflation effect. Inflation is the rate at which the value of a currency is falling and, consequently, the general level of prices for goods and services is rising. Inflation is sometimes classified into three types. Number 1, demand pull inflation. Number 2, cost push inflation. Number 3, built-in inflation. We discuss these points with full information below it. The most commonly used inflation indexes are the Consumer Price Index and the Wholesale Price Index. Inflation can be viewed positively or negatively depending on the individual viewpoint and rate of change. We need to understanding inflation. While it is easy to measure the price changes of individual products over time, human needs extend beyond just one or two products. Individuals need a big and diversified set of products as well as a host of services for living a comfortable life. They include commodities like food grains, metal, fuel, utilities like electricity and transportation, and services like healthcare, entertainment, and labor. Inflation aims to measure the overall impact of price changes for a diversified set of products and services, and allows for a single value representation of the increase in the price level of goods and services in an economy over some time. If you want to add your comment, so leave it in the comment box. Causes of inflation. An increase in the supply of money is the root of inflation, though this can play out through different mechanisms in the economy. A country's money supply can be increased by the monetary authorities by printing and giving away more money to citizens, legally devaluing, reducing the value of the legal tender currency, loaning new money into existence as reserve account credits through the banking system by purchasing government bonds from banks on the secondary market, the most common method. Causes of inflation. Demand pull effect. Demand pull inflation occurs when an increase in the supply of money and credit stimulates overall demand for goods and services in an economy to increase more rapidly than the economy's production capacity. This increases demand and leads to price rises. Cost push effect. Cost push inflation is a result of the increase in prices working through the production process inputs. When additions to the supply of money and credit are channeled into a commodity or other asset markets, and especially when this is accompanied by a negative economic shock to the supply of key commodities, costs for all kinds of intermediate goods rise. These developments lead to higher costs for the finished product or service and work their way into rising consumer prices. For instance, when the expansion of the money supply creates a speculative boom in oil prices, the cost of energy for all sorts of uses can rise and contribute to rising consumer prices, which is reflected in various measures of inflation. Built-in inflation. Built-in inflation is related to adaptive expectations, the idea that people expect current inflation rates to continue in the future. As the price of goods and services rises, workers and others come to expect that they will continue to rise in the future at a similar rate and demand more costs or wages to maintain their standard of living. Their increased wages result in a higher cost of goods and services, and this wage price spiral continues as one factor induces the other and vice versa. Now we go for the difference between inflation and deflation. Inflation. Marked by a general increase in the prices of goods and services. Caused by demand pull or cost push inflation. Decreases purchasing power. Deflation. Marked by a general decrease in the prices of goods and services. Caused by contractions in the economy or the supply of money or credit. Increases purchasing power. Demand pull inflation refers to situations where there are not enough products or services being produced to keep up with demand, causing their prices to increase. On the other hand, occurs when the cost of producing products and services rises, forcing businesses to raise their prices. Lastly, built-in inflation, which is sometimes referred to as a wage price spiral, occurs when workers demand higher wages to keep up with rising living costs. This in turn causes businesses to raise their prices to offset their rising wage costs, leading to a self-reinforcing loop of wage and price increases. Please subscribe to our channel Rugged Capitalist, like, share, and comment. And hit the bell icon button for more new and quick notifications. Is inflation good or bad? Too much inflation is generally considered bad for an economy, while too little inflation is also considered harmful. Many economists advocate for a middle ground of low to moderate inflation of around 2% per year. Generally speaking, higher inflation harms savers because it erodes the purchasing power of the money they have saved. However, it can benefit borrowers because the inflation-adjusted value of their outstanding debts shrinks over time. What are the effects of inflation? Inflation can affect the economy in several ways. For example, if inflation causes a nation's currency to decline, this can benefit exporters by making their goods more affordable when priced in the currency of foreign nations. On the other hand, this could harm importers by making foreign-made goods more expensive. Higher inflation can also encourage spending, as consumers will aim to purchase goods quickly before their prices rise further. Savers, on the other hand, could see the real value of their savings erode, limiting their ability to spend or invest in the future. Today advice. Inflation is the parent of unemployment and the unseen robber of those who have saved. Thank you for watching video and keep supporting.